Hi garden rebels, it's Christmas time. You've got your Christmas tree home. I'd like to go over with you the next big step in this Christmas time journey, and that is getting lights on your tree. The mission today is to leave you with 3 solid good steps on how to get lights best on your tree. Let's get started. So tip number 1, doesn't matter what type of light you use, LED, regular incandescents, doesn't matter which color, whether it's blinking or not. Big tip today is make sure before you put them on is to have them turned on. And what we do here is we have our strands lit the entire time we are working a tree, because what happens is, and this occasionally, is that the lights will go out while we're putting them on. Step 1B, I just want to make sure that we have all the tools necessary to light a tree. What you need tools to light a tree? Yes, there are some easy tips. Number 1 is having a strip outlet strip, what is this thing called? A strip outlet, right? A strip something, strip outlet, strip. This, having one of these available. Lights come with instructions, believe it or not. Mainly we're looking at, and we have to read the instructions by the way, we're looking at how many continuous lines we can add. So if there's only 3 lines, we'll add on 3 lines, but that 3rd one has to land into the outlet strip. So that's really important. Then we can start another set of 3 on the tree. Other tools that we need is a knee pad. Also, give yourself plenty of room around your tree. I know the tree goes in the corner or this small area, but before putting it into that area, pull it out so you can work comfortably all the way around. That's really important, believe it or not. If you're on your knees in the very corner on the ground, it will cost you some of your Christmas spirit. We have to preserve that. Lastly on this step is we need to give ourselves plenty of time. I know it's short, so here is a trick. Is if you are short on time, just do a section and then stop and come back to it. Generally on a tree, give yourself at least an hour, if not 2 hours, believe it or not. So that paves the way on your patience. This is something that will take some time. Finally, let's get started. Step 2, always start at the top. Why is that? It's because what happens is if you work your way from the bottom and working your way up, you have no control about how much is left on your line. So if you get to the top and you have a bunch left, that means you have to work your way back down to get to the outlet. Step 2B, a little side note, is the very end of it I try to hide. So I don't start twirling on the very top like this, because then we'll have this outlet. I usually bury it in that first whirl of branches. And I work my way up lightly and then work my way down. This is the basic technique. This here is the branch. As you can see, it goes all the way up, has a little bit of a tip, and then has these smaller arms. I am going to follow the main arm all the way to the tip. If the branches on the side arm are strong enough, I might venture along there. But for now, I'm going to show you on the tree, and then I'll cut a branch and show you as well. But what I do is I am twirling around lightly. And the reason why I say lightly is because I am going to twirl out and then twirl back. So that will give us this double strand of lights. So I come out to the tip, and then right when we get to this joint right here is when I leave a light and then start working my way back in. So I'll take it and just work my way back in, just like that. So this is how a branch will end up looking. Let me grab you another one and show it to you. I've pulled two different types of branches. So how we want to do that is we want to take our strand of lights and start twirling it very much along the main branch here. Something like that. Again, I do that lightly until we get to the tip. Usually I leave the tip a bit barren and then just leave the last light there, and I work my way back toward the tree. So that is how we want to leave the tree. Now the question always arises is, do we want to also light these smaller branches off here, the little branchlets? If it isn't strong enough to hold a light, what happens is it will end up being droopy like this. So we try to stay away from lighter branches. So the second branch I wanted to illustrate for you is a little bit more complicated. So this has a nice strong single branch coming out, where this has many other smaller branchlets, but also very strong. So what I would do is I work my way around the main one, get to the tip here, and then work my way back. Then work around this way, back, and this way, back. And then it's a judgment call on these back ones here. Yes, we can do those as well, back, and do those back till we get to the trunk, and then move to the next branch. So that's another thing about the lighting is when I move from branch to branch, it's always back to the trunk to the next branch. That way what we don't see is naked lines going from branch to branch. Now we have all of these little branchlets lit. Tip number 3, if you have a cultured noble. These are the nobles that have been sheared nicely nice and full. You can rarely see spaces in between the layers of branches. Here is a helpful hint. So we do the same whirl, right? We come out, and I can show you about the speed at which we do it. So we're out to the tip, right? Come back toward underneath, and we whirl back down around. So we've got this here. So we have this branch. Now we can go all the way back to the trunk of the tree. Oftentimes it gets so thick in areas, we can jump to the next branch over without having to go all the way back to the trunk. So oftentimes we can just swirl around now again, I don't like to see naked wire to the next one. So if there's no other branch to connect it to, I go back to the trunk and keep working my way around. So it's very possible to jump from branch to branch without going all the way back. Helpful hint, it might speed it up just a touch. I want to show you some trees that we've done up as it goes down at night. See what you think. Hope the lighting goes well. Remember, if you can get out of lighting a tree without any loss of Christmas spirit, you will have done very, very well. Guys, that's the show for the day. Always live your passion. Just keep in mind, in the end, this will all look really good.